In 1918, Adolf Hitler was a failed artist living in a men's shelter in Vienna. He had been rejected twice by the Academy of Fine Arts. He was nobody, a bitter, broken man watching a world that had no place for him. Then Germany lost World War I, and everything changed. The humiliation of the Treaty of Versailles, war reparations so crushing they bankrupted a nation, created the exact conditions that a man like Hitler needed. Hyperinflation, unemployment, national shame, a people desperate for someone to blame and someone to follow. In 1923, Hitler attempted the Beer Hall Putsch, a failed coup in Munich. He was arrested, sent to prison, and there he wrote Mein Kampf. But what if that coup had been crushed harder? What if Hitler had been deported, he was Austrian, not German, and banned from German politics entirely? No Mein Kampf, no Nazi party rising to power in the 1930s, no appointment as chancellor in 1933. Here's what that world looks like. Germany in the 1930s still struggles. The Great Depression hits everyone. But without the Nazis, the Weimar Republic survives. It's fragile, but it holds. Germany evolves into something like modern France, a struggling but functioning democracy. Here's what doesn't happen. The Holocaust. 6 million Jewish lives not erased. Entire intellectual, scientific, and cultural lineages that were severed continue. Einstein still leaves Germany, but hundreds of Jewish scientists, artists, writers who were murdered, they live, they work, they contribute. Here's what that means for science alone. The Manhattan Project, accelerated by Jewish refugee scientists fleeing Nazi persecution, may happen differently or not at all. Nuclear weapons may not exist by 1945. World War II, as we know it, doesn't happen. Japan still expands in Asia. Tensions between European powers still simmer. But the specific conflict that killed 60 million people across 6 years, it never ignites. The Soviet Union, without a German invasion, doesn't lose 27 million people. Stalin is still dangerous, but without the war to justify totalitarian emergency powers, his grip is weaker. The Cold War may still come, but it arrives in a different shape. Here's the detail that breaks your brain. Without World War II, the United Nations is never created. The modern international order, built on the ruins of the war, never gets built. Does the world become more stable or more chaotic without it? Historians argue both sides. Israel, the State of Israel, founded in 1948 as a direct response to the Holocaust, may never be established. The entire geopolitics of the Middle East rewrites itself from that single change. And the United States never enters a massive wartime mobilization. The industrial boom that pulled America out of the Great Depression and launched it as the world's undisputed superpower either happens slower or through a completely different mechanism. The world in 2026 without Hitler doesn't look like peace and harmony. Nations still compete, power still corrupts, but 60 million people who died between 1939 and 1945, they live. They have children. Their children have children. The ripple effect of those lives, the art, the science, the businesses, the families, is incalculable. All of it erased because one man's coup wasn't stopped in time. History doesn't warn you before it turns. It just turns. What if then would? Subscribe. Because the questions nobody asks are the ones that matter most.